All right, guys, in this quick video, I'll be going over what we call unsold estimates and dead databases. And in this video, I'll be covering the I need to think about it black hole, which is basically the setup. Then we have the dispatches dilemma, the human bottleneck, why are dispatches not able to go ahead and reach out to these leads, the AI follow-up protocol, so how we can use AI to be able to get closer to these leads and get them back on the calendar, the free money play, and also how you can basically get this free money. So watch this for at least 5 to 10 minutes and you'll gain a ton of value about how you can go ahead and actually get this free money, no catch, right? So in terms of the first phase, there's always this phase where they need to think about it in some cases. So the scenario is that your technician drives out to a home and spends 45 minutes diagnosing a failing water heater and hands the homeowner a 3.5K estimate. The homeowner says, let me talk to my spouse and think about it, right? So again, your dispatcher or your technician goes out to the homeowner's place for a water heater issue. And then obviously at that point, they need to go ahead and try and close this individual, but they give the stall objection. Okay. So that leads to them being placed in a CRM, sort of to be followed up with. But as we know, that is easier said than done. And ultimately, 80% of these open estimates go there to die. Okay. It ends up in a black hole and basically it's never touched again. Now, this is a massive problem, and I'll go ahead and explain why. Now, in terms of the math of the wasted effort, you paid for the marketing to get the lead, so you're not just it's not just coming in for free, right? You actually spending money to acquire these leads, and then you pay the dispatcher as well to book it, and paid for the gas and hourly rate for the tech to drive out, right? So if you don't close it, you're actively losing money. Okay, so this is a very important topic, and that's why we're covering it today, because you're effectively losing money on this, right? This isn't just a case where you're going ahead and just talking to a lead. No, you're actually going out of your way to drive to the homeowner and actively fix their water heater or their sewer line or whatever plumbing job that they need require. And they're stalling on that, right? Which means you're going to be losing out on tons of revenue, right? So in terms of what happens next, make sure to keep watching. So yeah, in terms of the second step or the second phase, this is what we call the dispatcher's dilemma, which is basically the human bottleneck. So the reality is that your office manager or dispatcher is too busy to answer live ringing phones, right? And dealing with active emergencies to call someone from 2 weeks ago who wanted to think about it. Okay, so again, you probably have a lot of leads that are coming in, and you're trying to deal with all these leads, but the office manager or yourself is not able to contact all of them. And obviously, you have those leads from the past as well, which are probably forgot about or don't have the time to keep following up with them, constantly. That takes up a lot of energy, willpower, and so on. And really, the forgotten fortune. This is like what I call the forgotten fortune, basically, because your competitors are swooping in and closing these jobs just because they had sent a text a week later. 50 unsold estimates a month times by 1.5K average ticket for a job equates to $75,000 in open revenue. So, as you can imagine, there are other plumbers who are going ahead and trying to reach out to these people, and they're also following up as well to make sure that they can get these jobs. So if you're not doing that, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, right? So again, not only are you just leaving the leads, but other competitors are coming in and following up aggressively, trying to get the job. So again, this is a massive, massive, predicament that you can find yourself in if you're not able to get the leads. Um, that you had already gotten, but they're going now to somebody else. So in reality, if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in open estimates inside of Service Titan or House Call Pro, you don't need to spend more on ads. You need to fix your leaky bucket, right? So this is one way to generate more revenue, is by going ahead and trying to reach out to your CRM. So ultimately, we install our Dragonfruit infrastructure to completely automate your follow-up and close these lingering jobs for you. If you want us to plug this into your CRM, you can click on the link in the description below and book in a free implementation call. But yeah, let's look at how the AI actually recovers this cache. So in terms of this phase, which is what we call the AI follow-up protocol, right, which is closing the loop. So this involves a frictionless follow-up because this is now AI taking over and trying to recover these leads and reactivate these leads. It's not humans doing it, right? So that can ultimately increase efficiency and increase the effectiveness of the follow-ups. So as you can see, for example, the AI can follow up 2 days after, it can follow up 5 days after, 12 days after, and so on. And in terms of how that works, the AI nurture is basically what it's called. Instead of a dispatcher manually dialing the Dragonfruit AI, well, our AI agent sends a conversational text. For example, hi name, this is your company. You're just checking in on the estimate, our tech left, for your water heater. Do you have any questions about the financing options? So that's just an example. And you may have seen our AI previously in previous videos. So yeah, this is basically how it has a conversation like a real human. The homeowner won't know it's an AI, and even if they do, which is extremely rare, we have never seen it, they wouldn't care because they want their problem solved, right? So that's basically how it works. And I can show you a demo on the call as well that you can book in, link in the description. But the result of this is that the AI handles the objections, answers the questions, and secures the approval via text, automatically moving your job to sold on your dashboard. Okay, so the AI does all of this for you. It answers the question, secures the approval, and then goes ahead and books it in the calendar, right? So you never really had to do anything. From the point at which they said they needed to think about it, the AI followed up with this lead and went ahead and allowed the approval via text. So extremely powerful and something that you definitely need to implement in your plumbing business. So in terms of this phase, this is what we call the free money play, essentially. And it's pretty much a gold mine. Multi-truck plumbing business has thousands of past customers sitting dormant in their database. And this is why we want to use an AI reactivation campaign. Our AI can send targeted, personalized text to 2,000 past customers offering, for example, a pre-winter water heater flush or an annual plumbing inspection. So again, just depends on your plumbing business, what offers you have. The AI can clearly and effectively distribute those offers to your potential customers in your CRM. So that leads to pure profit. You spend $0 on advertising, the AI instantly generates 30 to 40 low ticket maintenance jobs, which your technicians can then upsell into high ticket replacements. So that can be a way of generating extra revenue and profit for your plumbing business. Now, scaling a multi-truck fleet isn't just about generating new leads. It's about squeezing every single dollar out of the leads you already paid for and the customers you already serve. But we have to be fair. You need to also be running heavy marketing campaigns in ways in which I've covered in previous videos, where you can get highly qualified leads who can pay high ticket, and you can get them directly on the calendar straight away for you to go to their apartment and go ahead and close them on a high ticket deal. So that is what we focus on in our program. And that's why AI specializes in being able to go ahead and execute on. So if you want a completely hands-off pipeline where we run the targeted local ads for you, and our AI voice agent instantly calls those prospects to lock in the booked estimate, click on the link in the description below and book in a free implementation call. We'll show you exactly how Dragonfruit AI Infrastructure handles the entire process from generating high ticket demand to the AI securing the appointment. So your team can stop playing phone tag and focus entirely on closing sales in the home. So if you're interested in that, then you now know what the next steps are. Book in a call, speak with me directly, and we can implement this into your plumbing business. And if you want to watch our other videos, here's a video in the top right hand corner. You can go ahead and watch that, and we'll see you in that video.